a NewsNation senior national security contributor. General, looking forward to your take here. We'll dive right in. So if true, does Prigozhin being in Russia further threaten Putin's authority in your view?
Well, good evening, Kelly. Lots of questions here, very few answers. The president of Belarus stated that Prigozhin is no longer in Belarus, and supposedly he's landed back in Russia. But it's interesting because Prigozhin is a fairly popular figure, at least according to my analysis, in Russia. And he carries a following and so forth. And he's got apparently some of the influencers that are within the political power base of Russia giving him some modicum of support as well. So I think Putin, frankly, has his hands full with Prigozhin now back in Russia and in a position where at least he's neutralized. He's not necessarily carrying out any mutiny or any type of other nefarious activity that we saw on the 24th of June. But nonetheless, it's very interesting, and it really has a lot to do with what's internally happening within Russian politics. It also addresses perhaps a little bit of a hit against Putin's power base and his leadership, and certainly some of his judgment. So this is still unfolding, but still, I think, significant.
So the Kremlin appears to be trying to control public opinion with this new footage of the raid. Is the fear that Prigozhin is still too popular in the country?
I think so. It may be just that. And the fact that the Russian news agency, however, came forward earlier today and said, we're not really tracking Prigozhin. It's not a matter of really our overarching concern. So they're trying to make it into something perhaps smaller than it is. But as you know, and we talked about this on air a number of times, the Russian, and particularly Putin, is all about controlling the message and controlling the information that flows to especially the domestic audience in Russia. But he's also very focused on what information flows outside of Russia. And so he wants to make sure that his allies out there, China, Iran, and perhaps even somewhat neutral India, if you will, we understand that he's still very much in control, and this Prigozhin guy is not really, having a major factor on him.
So in your view, how could Prigozhin make it back into the country untouched?
Well, it's probably a matter of maybe Putin allowing that to happen. Again, this is just pure speculation on my part. We really don't know. But the fact that he's back in Russia, if I was Putin, I think I'd rather have him inside of Russia versus outside of Russia. The fact that he has got some still modicum of capabilities in those 25 to 30,000 Wagner troops. And so I think he's paying relatively close attention to this, but not necessarily making it a major ordeal. I'm talking about from Putin's perspective on having Prigozhin still, somewhat secure inside of Russia.
So there are reports, as you know, that Prigozhin's Wagner group is increasing its activity and numbers in Belarus. What does that tell you, General?
Well, it tells me that he's trying to, he's trying to look for options. As I mentioned, there's 25 or 30,000 Wagner forces, not necessarily just in Russia or even small numbers in Belarus, but, in places perhaps like Syria and Africa and so forth. It is it's a paramilitary force. And so the fact that he is aligning himself or trying to find a home, if you will, for some of those troops, perhaps not necessarily just all in Russia, but put them in Belarus. He could find a friend in the Belarusian president and so forth, that they put training camps together. I think it really adds a couple options to Prigozhin as he tries to play out what this unknown future for him is, not only for him personally, but what this means for the Wagner forces and so forth.
And turning now to a different topic, if we can, momentarily, the Pentagon has released video of what it says are Russian fighter jets harassing U.S. drones flying over Syria yesterday. This isn't the first time this has happened. What is Russia doing, in your view?
Well, it's not the first time. Back in March, I believe March 14th, there were two Su-27 fighter jets that was harassing an MQ-9 drone, a U.S. Air Force drone, over the Black Sea, and ended up actually forcing the drone to crash. In this case, which happened just several hours or so ago, you've got a couple of Su-35 Russian fighters that are harassing three of our MQ-9 drones who are participating in operations against ISIS. And so as you see and I've seen the entire video, it's rather tense, rather chilling. They're dropping flares and they're putting in their afterburner engines in front of the drones and so forth. It's Kelly, it's very unsafe and it's unprofessional. And I can say this firsthand. I flew with the Russian Air Force, and I can understand, that there is some unprofessionalism, and their idea of safety and so forth is not necessarily paramount like it is in modern air forces or such as the United States Air Force.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.